Disaster chaplaincy is rarely easy. A debris field is a dangerous, foreboding place, and being there is physically and emotionally demanding. Tom and Kathy Provenzano are both licensed Foursquare denomination chaplains and also sanctioned by the Red Cross. Tom started disaster response first and was later joined by his wife Kathy when she retired as a hospital social worker. Neither Tom or both have ministered in tornadoes in northern Alabama and Henryville, Indiana, Superstorm Sandy on Staten Island, floods in southern Texas, and the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida, and even in a hurricane near their home. These two have experienced disasters up close and very personal.
And one thing about going to these places, it's a whole lot different than seeing it on television because you can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it as well. You can smell the disaster. You can smell death. For instance, in Alabama, I could actually smell the decaying parts of bodies that hadn't been recovered yet. And it was, that was quite an experience from anything I'd ever gone through.
It's quite an emotional experience, especially when you're talking to people that have maybe lost everything. Just the trauma that they went through and that they're still going through. It touches my heart, I guess, being a social worker. You know, it just was a natural wanting to run to the disaster instead of away from the disaster. I just wanted to help people listen to their story and give them compassion and comfort and support and just be there for them.
And a lot of times you don't know what to say, but a lot of times when you don't know what to say, it's actually just being there and having someone there that can listen to a story. And even a week after the Pulse nightclub, many of the people that we encountered and ministered to, it was the first time they had a chance to share their story. And we always tell people it's an 80-20. It's 80% them, 20% you as the responder.
Just basically listening to their story and offering comfort at the end after we have established some kind of rapport with the person. We may ask them if they would like us to pray with them. And I have never had anybody turn down that. They know that, you know, prayer is an important part for them. And it's such a blessing to be able to pray with them. And, you know, we've done that right out in the middle of their disaster. And they take the time, and that's what they want.
One of the things I pray when we're going out to the scene and while we're there is that somehow the love of Christ will come through, that what these people have experienced, be able to turn to the Lord in some way, and that Christ will be able to use whatever is a tragedy more to his glory than anything else.
I specifically remember in Henryville going out around the houses, a lot of them destroyed. I was so deeply touched by signs that said, God bless, you know, you, thank you for coming, you know, to help us. I actually felt blessed, you know, by the people, and I was there to try and bless them and help them, but I got the blessing back from people that just, it was just an amazing sight to see, you know, people just in their misery and everything they went through. A lot of them were still thanking God they were alive and they hadn't lost anybody, and it was just an amazing experience.
And ministering during the chaos of disasters requires one to be flexible.
No, you have to be, actually the term fluid.
Fluid, yeah.
Not even flexible, you have to be fluid. Because it changes, that's one thing you can expect is change.
You don't have your comforts of home. You don't know where you're spending the night sometimes.
You have, to begin with, a lot of adrenaline going and a lot of desire to be able to help people. And I think it's at the end, when you're coming home and you're home, that you just, you're depleted, and it's hard. You sleep a lot, and your body has acquired a lot.
It does affect you. And I went into the field thinking that I'm tough, I can do this, no problem. But it will break a person. And it's much like we see soldiers coming back from war. You've seen the amount of PTSD that's happened, what they're like when they come home. Their wives say, that's the husband that left is not the husband that came home. And it can affect you that way.
It does require a lot of self-care. You can get compassion fatigue. It's real. You can just be giving, and deplete yourself very quickly.
Despite attending disasters across the nation, the one that hit closest to home was Hurricane Irma. And in the middle of the night on September the 10th, 2018, the Category 4 storm recorded winds of 130 miles per hour just south of their home in Fort Myers, Florida. And the two provided care in a Red Cross shelter set up in nearby Varsity Lakes Middle School.
And during the storm, we were all there together, lost the power, all kinds of things happening. But we were with the people, trying to, pray with people that wanted prayer. A lot of them did.
I was a little bit more towards the front where these, I don't know what kind of doors, but they're the pull-together doors that have the big, long latches on them. There was another set of glass doors that we actually had to take a huge coin-operated Coca-Cola machine, a real tall one, a real heavy one, and actually put it against the doors to keep the doors from caving in on us.
And oh yes, while memories can be scary, they are also precious.
Well, again, in Alabama, there was a gentleman who lost everything. He had a trailer on a particular parcel of land. There was nothing left except the slab. And he says, I don't have anybody. And he was pretty much devastated. The police had actually referred him to us to go out there, saying that he probably had some suicidal ideations, but not enough to be taken into custody, and when we go out and help. And we were able to locate a sister that he hadn't seen in about 12 years. They had gotten in some argument about 12 years ago. He had forgotten what the argument was about, and come to find out she only lived 10 miles away. And we put those two together, and it was just incredible.
Kathy remembers being at a park that housed 49 crosses in memory of those killed in Orlando's Pulse nightclub shooting on June 12, 2016.
While we were there, a lady walked up with a younger girl. Come to find out it was the mother of one of the victims. And she was there, and she said it was her son's birthday that day. And that was, just what do you say to somebody that's grieving coming on, on their son's birthday to, just to honor and memorialize him. And it was very touching. I felt at that point that maybe we're there to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to comfort this lady, and that was his sister, with her, and just bring whatever comfort and compassion we could for a day that I can't even imagine the feelings and all that she was going through.
You want to go there, you want to respond, you want to be an ambassador for Christ, first and foremost. And it's kind of hard to understand. When Christ left the earth, he told us humans really basically to partner with him and to go out into the world and preach the gospel. And just being able to open yourself to the Lord and have him speak through you and have him act through you rather than you yourself trying to go out and fix something.
I just wanted to help people listen to their story and give them compassion and comfort and support and just be there for them.